My prediction is now that we're finally seeing CISOs being put into executive level sponsorship. We're starting to see now that they're not quite all on the board, but they've gotten board level sponsorship. And so some of these thought leaders are really now, they're no longer focused on checking a box and saying we're compliant based on these government regulations. They're focusing on tools, tactics, and procedures that the adversary has.
I believe that, when you have more data and the CISO has more data, it will eventually become smarter and be able to use it in investigations. My prediction is not for 1 year, I think it's for the next 3 or so, where most of the monitoring that is going to be net new is going to be around cloud applications and SaaS applications, not only in the way where applications are being kept, but applying behavior analytics to them, which is going to be something completely new. The cloud piece is only now getting momentum. And we've seen a lot of traction with people using our cloud connectors to start getting their AWS and their Google and their Salesforce and their what have you, the Dropboxes, what have you. But there's no real understanding yet of the fact that these applications do belong into the investigation timelines and what needs to happen when a user is investigating an incident. My belief is that it's an integrated part, and it has to be something that grows with the adoption of A, cloud applications, and B, cloud monitoring. And it's going to be a very integrated part with cloud UBA in the future. So there weren't a lot of connectors at first. This market took a few steps. A lot of applications were on-premise up until a few years ago, and now they're going to the cloud. B, CASB market was pretty slow to understand that they need to audit, not just to secure. And C, there weren't a lot of products that allowed you to capture logs from cloud applications, put them in something centralized that you can look into. So the adoption comes from a lack of technology in the right time, which has been solved.
One of the big pushes we see more and more that we didn't see the year prior was for automation. They would want to be able to take something like our SOAR product and be able to use that to automate some of the day-to-day workflow and activities that they commonly do. We see a lot of success with it, especially near the tail end of the year, where it's become more of an ingrained concept of using tools like that, where before they were something new. But where we see more success is when people take it in stages. The problems tend to come when everybody decides they're going to automate everything and anything all at once, versus doing little bits and pieces and tying all those together. A lot of it goes down to mean time to response, right? So how quickly can you respond to incidents when something goes on? So the traditional playbooks that people follow, they can take a significant amount of time. It's not something where you sit down, you look at it, and you have an answer. It usually involves multiple steps. There's lots of rules and regulations now, especially with large disclosures and breaches and things like that have gone on. So it's making sure all your bases are covered when you're going through, and it's not anything that's traditionally going to replace lots of people. It just makes their lives easier and gives them more information at their fingertips versus them trying to take 10 different interfaces, 10 different data sources, try and pull that all together and make sense of what they're seeing. We want to be able to take all that data, bring it back in, and give them one pane of glass where they can look at all of that and basically ease them through the process of dealing with that. So again, it's less to do with replacing bodies or anything like that, and more to do with making people that are there more efficient and proactive.
So those blue teams are going to continue to mature, and they're going to continue to focus on the detection and then the response. So the idea is that I'm still seeing, unfortunately in 2019, we're still too focused on compliance and risk and governance. You need that. You can't get away from that. But a true blue teamer who's trying to protect the enterprise, they need to be focused on tools. They need to be focused on procedures and attack methods. That's the only way they're going to be able to continue to improve their program. And I'm seeing that more and more, and I really hope that I see that more in 2020. So machine learning is really going to be the thing that's going to help them with that. Because of the fact that you're letting the machines automate a lot of work for you, humans still have to make decisions. You're not going to get rid of the brain, but what the machines can do is they can bring all that automated work to this human's decisions, and they can then look and say, hey, this is what I want to address, or this, thank you for bringing it up, but we're not going to worry about that at this time.